play a part in this game. Andy Cole has scored for Manchester United, bringing it back to 3-1 at the moment. And Charlestown in particular, I felt that the Charlestown forwards didn't want to know about it. In an old-fashioned phrase, they're simply going to have to get stuck in here today.
Well, they are definitely, Willie. But looking at the Charlestown team there, they're a small team really. They're very accustomed to playing out the wings, playing fast ball and linking. They've done that very well the last day in the first half. But in the second half, as you said, they got sucked into the middle, which suited Knockmore a lot more. You have Declan Dempsey, Kevin Staunton, all big strong men in there in the middle of the field. And the more ball that was channeled up and down the middle of the field, the more ball Knockmore were going to win. So, Charlestown wouldn't want to go away from their game plan from the first half the last day. They'd want to continue that into the second half, spread the game out, run at Knockmore from the wings. And if they do, they're going to be very hard to contain because they're a very, very fast team and they're well capable of scoring.
Okay, then as we speak, Willie Joe Theis to you, there's going to be a minute's silence here, listeners, for Francis Costello's dad who died, and of course Pat Fallon's father died. To the team, we have the playing of our own AV now. I'm not sure if you can pick it up in the background, everybody, but the national anthem is being played. The time for talking is over. It's time for the action. As we said, the replay of the County Senior Football Final. Can I also remind you, just if you're joining us late, a historic victory for Balmullet in the hurling. Balmullet 3-14, Toreen 1-11. Mel Kenny, the linesman, throws the ball over to Martin Murphy. Martin feels the old ball, dingles in. Peter Clark is getting the last minute instructions there from Penny Corcoran, the Knockmore manager. Martin Murphy checks the watch. The Ballarove man in the whistle. Up goes the ball, and the 90 seconds later than as usual, the game is on. Kevin Staunton first to break. Low ball aimed towards Nigel Reid. Was it on the carpet? Indeed, I think it was. So says the referee. And Martin Murphy, free kick for Charlestown, which will be taken by centre-back Dermot Higgins. Lightning quick Dermot, half slips as he goes to take it. Breaking ball locked down by Peter Clark into Staunton. Customary show the charge, let the lads know he's there, but he's been pulled out by the arm. It will be a free to Knockmore. Very, very early stage in this game, but Kevin Staunton is already on the ball twice or three times in the first minute. Has the ball in his hands, looks up. What a servant to Knockmore. What a midfielder he's been the last 10 years. Kevin takes the long route, Ball bounces high onto the hands of everybody, but well fetched there by into Casey. Hand passes it out to Ginger Tiernan. Ginger shifts a very, very heavy tackle from Stephen Sweeney. Bounces off him, takes the free himself. Left-footed, aimed down towards the far wing where the roving Ali Conway comes out, picks it up right underneath the stand. Bounces the ball, solos ones. He's been dragged out of it. Is he going to get away? No, says the referee. He tried to give him the advantage, but the shirt was being tugged. It's a free kick to Charlestown, which Aidan Higgins is running over towards, and I also see number 10 Richard Harnan on the ball. Richard looks like he's going to take this one. This will be just about 40 yards out from the Knockmore goal. Charlestown have the breeze. There will need to be a few points up, I would imagine, at half-time, but it's never easy to score against Knockmore. This is the first opportunity. 90 seconds into the game. Richard Harnan is going to take it from the hands. Right out. 40 yards out, 15 yards into the right post. Left footed, he takes the kick. He's certainly got the length, but he doesn't have the direction. Sails past the right hand post. No score. Scoreline remains the same. Tense opening moments. Will he show up, Haddon?
Definitely so, yeah. It's hard to tell yet. The game is very young yet for a pattern to emerge in the game. But Charlestown with the win, definitely they would need to, put a few scores on the board. There's a good breeze blowing in there, and certainly if they use Ali Conway there as a target man, he's a big lad and he's well capable of catching the ball. So that ball into him would be a good idea from a Charlestown point of view.
Well, somebody has a souvenir over there. The ball went in and it was very slow coming back. Another one gone in from Mel Kinney now at the moment. No score here. And it must be said the Charlestown bench are warming up already. 3 or 4 lads running up and down the sideline, a la Crossman style last year. Kick out taken by Reef, the keeper. Oh, great fetch down one-handed by David Tiernan. Left-footed, pumps the ball in. There's a race here for possession. Have Charlestown gone in. Oh, big into the back there from Ray Gaughan. He's trying to stay that he played the shoulder, but it's absolutely right sunk into the back of young Sean Higgins. This is a very, very kickable free. I think Richard Harnan is going to take it again. The foul there was committed on Paul Mulligan, actually. Big into the back, absolutely no doubt about it. Free kick to the Sarsfield. This is on the 21-yard line. This is also very, very kickable. Sean Higgins, right foot, takes 2 steps, mark it down, says the umpires. The opening score on the replay goes to Charlestown. Charlestown a point. Knockmore no score, no doubt about the free kick, Willie Joe.
Oh, definitely so, yeah. I'd say if he had kept his feet or if he wasn't fouled, probably there was a goal chance on there, so it was probably the lesser of two evils to take him down. But that score might settle the Charlestown nerves now.
4 minutes gone here in the first half in McHale Park. Once again, Pat Reeve, veteran of countless campaigns. We'll never forget that one-handed save he made in the dying moments of the replay. Fine kick out by Pat. Breaking ball in midfield. Declan Dempsey lets the ball down, but it goes into the hands of Paul Munley. He in turn has been brought down. Free kick to Knockmore. A little ticket to the card for referee Martin Moran there for the number 11 Mark Caffrey. Knockmore will be quite happy to keep this tight. As I said, they're against the breeze. Staunton with the free kick. Sends the runner on. That runner over there is their number 10, Alan Butler, but the race of possession, and he's lost out there, and away come the Charlestown defence in the shape of Robert O'Connell, but the ball has gone out over the far sideline. It will be a sideline ball for Knockmore. Take it quickly back into the hands of Kevin Staunton. Kevin O'Neill has yet to put his hand under the ball to bring down Paul Munley. Is on the run again, the number 7. He's being dragged down. Now we could see Kevin O'Neill because it's a free to Knockmore. 42, 43 yards out from the Charlestown goal. Kevin O'Neill has the ball in his hands. First free kick for Kevin. It's not going to be easy because there's a strong breeze. He's into the teeth of it. He's just right from the left-hand post. 2 little steps, customary style from Kevin O'Neill. High ball, certainly got the distance, but about 5 yards right of the right-hand post there. No joy, I'm afraid, for Kevin O'Neill. It was always a difficult one. No joy. Charlestown a point. Knockmore no score. Kick out taken by Richard Harnan. Race for possession on here. Sean Higgins has gone deep. The boys are playing the short ball. Also keeping it out from the wing as well. They don't want to go there. Kevin Staunton. Charlestown retain the ball, but clean off the ground, I think, there by Mark Caffrey. Murphy agrees with the shoe. Knockmore will have the free. Kevin Staunton calling for the ball all the time. A lot of it is being driven through Kevin. Pumps one over to the far wing to young Damien Munley. Has he got the speed where he has, but he was being tucked out of it. It's another free kick. And 2 Knockmore right on the 45. Kevin O'Neill puts the ball in his hands, looking for the runners, but they're not on. Will he go for direct? I think he's going to have to. Looks that way now. He thought about the quick one for a moment, and not to be. Kevin O'Neill right on the 45-metre line. Now gone 2 yards with the run. Another big, high kick. This one hasn't got the accuracy. Oh, that's a fine kick by Kevin O'Neill. The Knockmore fans respond. That was a brilliant kick, Willie Joe.
Definitely, Willie, a brilliant score. He wasn't that far away with the first one, but definitely he got the eye in for that one, and that's a fine score against the breeze, because there is a strong breeze blowing out there, and that definitely will get the Knockmore lads going, you know. 7
minutes into the first half here, 1 point apiece. Knockmore will enjoy this. They're going to keep it tight, obviously, for the first half. They've got the breeze right into the face. John Casey with a great kick. Ball goes right over the midfield. Race on here. They've got it in the shape of their number 11, Mark Caffrey. Caffrey is very close to wing. Tight run on here. He gives it to the number 10, Richard Tarrant. He's been hassled for possession. Ginger Taylor left foot. Oh, sells a beautiful little dummy on Dempsey. Left foot. Oh, brilliant block there by Peter Cawley. And the fist go down. Declan Dempsey as he be shouldered in very close to the sideline. Like Kinney puts the white flag up. Which way is that going to go? I think Mel might even throw it in, but I think it's going to go Charlestown way. Ginger Taylor certainly thinks it's going to go to Charlestown. But they're going to take the free kick. It's not going to be Ginger to take it. Richard Harron with the ball in his hand. Charlestown 1 point. Knockmore 1 point. Crowd still coming in here to McHale Park, but I reckon it's about 1,500 down on the replay. Saturday afternoons, of course, aren't traditionally great time for Gaelic football games, unless it's in the evening, but still a fine crowd. Referee Martin Murphy now has adjudged that the Knockmore backs wouldn't get back from the ball, but it was taken on the sideline. He's brought the free in, and it's now gone from the sideline kick to a free kick right on the 21-yard line. 10 yards off the left-hand post. Sean Higgins, lovely ball, beautiful free, but that was big indecision, it must be said, on the Knockmore lads. Literally gave that away, Willie Joe. Well, definitely a bit of indiscipline there, you know, a situation like that. It was a sideline ball, and probably the chances of him kicking it over would be slim enough, but when one of the Knockmore fellas must have some dissent there or something, and he brought the ball in, and it was a very kickable score in the end, so they wouldn't want to be giving away frees like that. Yeah, it was Declan Dempsey actually that refused to walk back from the ball, and the referee Martin Murphy just said, I'm going to have none of this, and put his shape on the game very quick. Charlestown lead 2 points to 1. We make it 9 minutes gone here in the first half. They've got the ball again in the right half back, Donald Healy. Healy's been surrounded by 3 Knockmore men. That's good hackling by the Knockmore lads. They've got the ball again given by number 30, Stephen Sweeney. Back to Paul Munley. Race on here. Left footer pumps the ball in. A long run around here. Breaking ball at the edge of the square. Back in to retrieve the situation. Kevin Dignan. Charlestown, very procession football, it must be said. Dermot Higgins puts a long ball over, it's over the heads of everybody, gleefully mopped up by the centre half back Peter Cawley. Remember, he's scored the first game. He's been hassled by 2 men and dragged out by Richard Harnan. Free kick to Knockmore. Charlestown are arguing about it, but it's taken very quick by Kevin O'Neill. Left foot in towards Big Nigel Reid. The full forward has the ball, looking for support. That support comes in the shape of number 12, Lee McHale. McHale flicks the ball back to Nigel Reeve, hounded down by 2 men. He's going to use his physical strength to get through. He's burst through. Kevin O'Neill has the ball onto the left foot by Lee McHale. Half blocked down, and Charlestown come away. Their fans love that defensive tackling. Great stuff in there by Aidan Higgins. He puts a long ball. Oh, that's a mighty fetch over the head by Graham O'Hora, who's brought down by Sean Higgins when he comes, who shouts back at the right, just like a brilliant defending by the cornerback. Knockmore, the pace of the game is beginning to lift up again. Peter Cawley lets it go at the second half. This time he does get it through to Stephen Sweeney. Stephen has come a long way out for a goal for a corner for, pumps the high ball in, lets them fighting for it. The breaking ball's in there. Nigel Reeve surrounded by 3 men. He's been dragged out of it. He most certainly is, says Martin Murphy. Free kick to Knockmore. This is very kickable for Kevin O'Neill. This could lock the scores up. It's 2 points to 1 as we stand on this county final, brought to you on Midwest Radio Sports in association with our good friends in Connacht Gold. Kevin O'Neill, 21 yards out for a man of his goal. This must be ranking as a very kickable free in front of the post, even though he has the breeze against him. Crucial for a lot more that O'Neill is on song. Takes the 2 steps up, over the bar, slaps it over. 2 points. He might have took the long flight home, but he's taken the short route with the points, Willie Joe. Definitely so. As we all know, Kevin O'Neill is a fabulous free taker and a very accurate forward. Charlestown are falling into the trap of committing fouls there in scoreable positions, and every time they give away a free like that, Kevin O'Neill will only be too delighted to punish them. Indeed. John Casey, 21 yards out, 11 minutes into the first half. Great kicker up the dead ball. Out to the middle of the field. Breaks on again here into the hands of their number 10, Richard Harrell, who's playing like a third midfielder at the moment. Free kick taken by Donald Healy. It's pumped in quick. It's gone over the heads of everybody. There's a race on here. Charlestown going for the ball. They've got it out there. It's Rory Corkin. Pudsey looks around, puts the ball right straight across the goal. Was Oliver Conway, and Knockmore building from the back, fisted it out, and they're messing in front of their own goal. Oliver Conway and Pat Reid has got it. Now the ball is breaking the edge of the square, and we're going to have a free kick in again. That was total mess, and it must be said, in there between Paul Munley and Pat Reid for Willie Joe. Certainly, definitely they got their calling wrong there, because that ball was a Knockmore ball and it should have been cleared.
you know, it was an easy ball from the start, but whatever way they got their wires crossed, you know, Charlestown forward came in there and hassled them, and from the result of that, they have a very scoreable free here.
But hand pass and Willie Joe to one another in their own square. I mean, if you were on another 14 team, you wouldn't be telling them to do that.
Well, certainly it's a very dangerous thing to do unless you're an expert at it. Like, it's a thing you shouldn't take on, especially with the breeze, because the breeze could catch the ball there, and next thing it's gone away from you. It's out of your reach. So Charlestown have duly punished them there for doing that.
Richard Harrinan with the free, puts it over the bar. Charlestown lead 3 points to 2. 12 minutes here into the first half. Pat Reeve will be wondering, why did he hand pass that ball that time? The Knockmore bench are out, telling the lads to get tighter. Very, very close game. Tit for tat football, championship stuff. Nothing's going to be given away easily in this game. Pat, ball down on the 21-yard line to take the free. Looks up. What direction will he go? Straight down the middle, aiming it towards Kevin Staunton and big Declan Dempsey. Dempsey takes it from the clouds on his own, looks for the runners. The shape has come here in the support from Ray Gahan, a corner back. He in turn lets it fly out to Peter Clark. Can Knockmore do this? Kevin O'Neill comes out to take the ball on, pumps it straight across the field. Kevin Staunton is going for it. Can he make it? He can indeed. He's been harried down by Aidan Higgins there. He sells a dummy to him, goes around him, fists the ball in towards the front, but I don't think he's got the wherewithal on young David Munley. He's been gleefully mopped up in there by Aidan Higgins, who's gone deep to his brother Dermot. Fits it out again to Aidan, hand pass it on, very close quarter football, the type of game that Charlestown like to play. Ray Linehan, the full back, drives a long one, has it gone out over the line? Indeed it has. Paul Mulligan looks back as if to say to him, what are you trying to do to me? It's a line ball to Knockmore, taken by Graham O'Hora to the ever-waiting Kevin Staunton. Kevin has kicked it so high there'll be snow on it by the time it comes down. It's a breaking ball in front of everyone. Knockmore though have it. It's now with their number 10, Alan Butler, one of the young ones. Peter Butler's nephew, had pass, a hospital pass really out to nowhere, where it's briefly picked up by Donald Healy, the manager's brother, puts a long ball down. Now this could be dangerous. Who's going to win this one? It's Charlestown. They've got a Paul Mulligan. The runners are on here. Oh, he's just overhit it to Mark Caffrey. Declan Dempsey's going back to retrieve the station. Caffrey goes out. If that pass had gone right, did he take it off the ground? I think he did. He most certainly did. Declan Dempsey has been punished, but if the pass had gone where it intended, Willie Joe, would have been a goal.
Definitely so. It was a great opportunity. There was nobody. The Charlestown lad was running in the middle there, and all he was waiting for the ball to be scooped into him. But he just put too much force or too much strength with it, and it went by him. It was an excellent chance for to open up there for a goal, Willie.
Well, Richard Harrinan has a chance for a free, clean off the ground. It's 3 points to 2 for Charlestown as we speak. This is a chance to put a little bit of daylight between the two teams. Remember, Charlestown are playing with a very, very strong breeze that's going right down into the face of the Knockmore goal. Harrinan with the left foot, sweet as nuts, over the black spot. 4 points to 2. Willie Joe, can you see this game panning out in any direction just yet?
Well, it's pretty much tit for tat at the moment, Willie. The one thing from worrying point maybe from Charlestown, they would need maybe to win at half-time being 4 or 5 points up. But every time they come down here and get a score, Knockmore are able to respond and go up and get a free and, you know, keep in touch all the time. Like 4 points to 2 is not a lot at this stage, but I know there's a good part to go in the half yet, but definitely would need a few points of a cushion to be comfortable going in at half-time.
Minutes and a half gone in the first half. Reeve the keeper with the kick out again, another big one on the thing. There was a little bit of a dig goal by Kevin Staunton on Higgins. Martin Murphy is really up with the play. They're taking it quick by number 7, Kevin Dignan way over to the wing. Of course, Dignan and Andy Casey will be playing the under 21s in the All-Ireland final next Saturday afternoon in Markovitz Park against Tyrone. We hope, of course, to bring you that one as well. But today it's all about the county finals. Kevin O'Neill, he's in a race. Kevin Dignan is marked up. Did he push him in the back? Did O'Neill hand it on the ground? I think he did. He's going to get the free kick in to Charlestown. O'Neill did hand it on the ground, but I thought in fairness he was getting a little dig into the back as well. Meanwhile, over beside us here, Sean Higgins is being treated on the field. He's gone down with the injury. Don't know what happened to Sean Higgins there, because I was following the play, Willie Joe, but really that free against Kevin O'Neill, a little bit harsh. It could have gone either way.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it looked from here that he got a nudge in the back as he was going to go down for it, but the referee adjudged that he picked the ball off the ground. But I suppose the decisions like that is hard to call. You'd have to say the referee was closer to the action we were, but it was pretty harsh on Kevin to be penalised that time.
We'll update our listeners with the Premiership a little bit later on as we're going through what's at Manchester United. For those of you who follow the Reds, are losing 3-1. Arsenal winning 1. It was the latest we got from John McNeely, who's keeping us posted here. He'll follow the Premiership. We'll update you. Sean Higgins is still down and looks to be in quite a bit of pain. There has been treated by both the referees and the Charlestown management. The play has been held up. Of course, this will be added on at the first. I see Stephen Healy walking down in front of me the sideline, baseball hat on, arms are folded, looks very tense. Owen Gallagher is wearing number 19 and he's warming up as we speak, because this doesn't look too good for Sean. It appears that he might be bleeding from the nose, Willie Joe. That looks like they're dressing his face out there, but it's a serious hold-up in play anyway.
Yeah, definitely. He definitely got a knock there. As you said, there seemed to be wiping some blood or something off his face. Maybe he's got a cut. Maybe it might require some stitches. But they're warming up their sub here anyhow. He still is not making any attempt to get to his feet, so he must have got a good wallop there, Willie.
But something happened, as I said, Willie Joe was following the ball, but he's actually been, so the referee, usually they ask for it to be carried to the sideline and then treated from there, but Sean is still out on the pitch, so let's hope for his sake that he's okay. Stephen Healy is now coming out to see is he going to make it or not, and whether Sean can continue to play is anybody's thing at the moment. But as we said, 4 points to 2, Charlestown leading. For those of you who are interested as well, 8:05 tonight is the practice time. Somebody rang Midwest to ask about this for the Indianapolis Grand Prix tonight. So for those of you who want to know that, 8:05 is the practice time. Will Schumacher do the business again with the Formula 1 circuit moving back to America? As you said, Willie Joe, this break in play now, I'm not sure if it's even going to help Charlestown. That we're beginning to get into a little bit of momentum. Now it's stopped on them.
Well, that's true, yeah. They were beginning to get a bit of a rhythm going there. You know, they were pressurising the Knockmore defence there, and they were using the wind getting ball in. But a break and play like that when you're on song is not a good thing, and it breaks the momentum, and fellas will have to get kind of focused again. And having said that, the time is going to be going by at the same time, and you'll never feel half time coming. So like it's not good for the game, and it's not good for Charlestown.
And certainly not good for Sean Higgins, but he is getting up, and that's the good news. And he goes across to the sideline, and he's gone off galloping like a greyhound after all that. He must have given her a shot at something, Willie Joe, anyway, because I'll tell you what, it was a comeback of Lazarus-like proportions, but they've got the ball with Mark Caffrey on the 21, pulls the ball on the ground, just grazes right of the right-hand post. Scoreline remains the same. Charlestown 4 points, Knockmore 2 points, and a big time it is around the Charlestown area. Don't forget their neighbours, Curry, a go tomorrow with St. Mary's in the Sligo County final, while we'll be in Croke Park bringing you the ladies All-Ireland final. My good buddy on Northwest Radio, Anthony Hennigan, will be bringing you the Sligo County final on our sister station, Northwest Radio. Today, though, it's all about the hunt for the Beauclair Cup. It stands Charlestown 4, Knockmore 2 points. There is about 90 minutes gone, but we had that break of 2 or 3 minutes for play. I expect the referee to allow. Big kick coming again, pushing in the back there by Donald Healy. Free kick to Knockmore, middle of the field. Kevin Staunton with the ball in the hand. Looks up, he's looking for the runner. He finds Kevin O'Neill, who's come deep for it. A little solo, a little jig at the hips, left-footed. Looks up, he's looking for Nigel Reid. Perfect pass from O'Neill into Nigel Reid. He's been surrounded by 2. He puts it back to Alan Butler, back to Kevin O'Neill. Good shoulder for Donald Healy there. Knockmore being hustled and harried by a very, very determined Kevin Tynan and Charlestown. And Charlestown are playing Knockmore nearly at their own game. Ginger Tiernan threw a boot on that. It's a free kick to Knockmore. Kevin Staunton has the ball in the midfield. He's looking for a chaser. They're trying to find Kevin O'Neill with everything now. He's got it. He's being dragged out by Ray Lennon. Another free kick to Knockmore. O'Neill toes on the ground, and the old head he might be. He's only 28 years of age, but he's a long-time player for Knockmore. Shrewd and calm, slows it down, deep in takes the breath. He knows that Charlestown have got the breeze behind their back. He'll take every bit of time he can take with this free. And it's also very kickable, and it's also keep Knockmore just to within a point. And don't forget, at 5:30 this evening, the County Intermediate semi-final replay. Kilsham offers Lardon in Knockmore at 5:30. Brian Gillespie will be covering that game for Midwest Radio Sport. Reports coming on the game with the updates later on tonight. Kevin O'Neill, left-footed, 25 yards out, has it curled in enough. Both umpires look at each other. The white flag has been raised, and we're back to just the minimum. O'Neill has only missed one. He does look a lot sharper than he looked in the first year, Willie Joe Padden.
Well, certainly so. As we said at the start of the programme, he rushed back from New York for the first game. He's definitely has a bigger influence today, and as I said a while back there, if Charlestown keep persistent to foul around that, around 35, 40 yards out, it's definitely going to create problems for them.
And they're on the burst at the moment. Ali Conway on a pass from Paul Mulligan has been dragged to the ground. The jersey nearly taken off his back. Free kick for Charlestown, which should ease them back into that 2-point lead at the moment. For those of you who join us as well in the Premiership, Bolton 0, Sunderland 1, Charlton 2, Leicester 0, Derby 0, Arsenal 2, Henry with the goal, Everton 1, West Ham 0, Middlesbrough 1, Southampton 2, and Spurs 3, Man United 2, as Charlestown go 5 points to 3, and they're the latest scores from the Premiership. And again, Willie Joe, I'd have to say to you, that ball put over the bar there, of course, by Shottingham, but it's that indiscipline, I think. There was no need to give away that free, just literally dragged to the ground. They are being punished, and if Knockmore can get themselves more disciplined, I think, it'll make the scores a hell of a lot harder for Charlestown.
Well, definitely so. I suppose both sets of defences at the moment are guilty of giving away frees. We've seen the last one there where Kevin O'Neill, popped over, and the same thing. The Knockmore defence are doing the same thing here. But 5 points to 3 with the breeze is not it's not a great lead for Charlestown. So I'm sure there needs to be put on a bit more pressure coming up the last 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, they've got the guts of that half. As you said, they want to, but Knockmore will be very happy. They hunt again. Peter Clark with the right foot. He's lobbed a big high ball. It's breaking down. Who's going to risk for possession on here? Bodies flowing everywhere to the ground. Martin Murphy waiting to see can play develop. Dermot Higgins got the ball, but he was fouled as he was giving the ball back to Robert O'Connell, and it will be a free kick. And on days like today, we think of the great Bobby O'Connell no longer with us. Wouldn't he love to be here to see his beloved Charlestown playing? Driven down by Donald Healy, deep into Knockmore country. Graham O'Hara goes for, but he's been played on the bounce to Sean Higgins, who's being dragged down, or rather to the number 12, Paul Mulligan. Mulligan is very fleet-footed, just as I was saying, Willie Joe. Another free, another foul by the Knockmore half-back line, who are giving this frees to Charlestown persistently at this stage.
Well, it's true, and I suppose the half right up to now has been riddled with a lot of frees. There doesn't seem to be any great open play. We expect some open play from Charlestown, keep it out the wings, but they're not doing that, and it's a kind of both defences seem to be guilty, as I said, from giving away frees, and every time they do, they're going to be punished.
Richard Harrinan takes it quick to David Tiernan. David Tiernan 40 yards out, looks up. Oh, that's a fine score, inspirational score from the captain, and the huge Charlestown crowd are here. The green and white flags goes up. Fine passage of play, very cutely taken by Richard Harrinan there to spot Tiernan in the first place, Willie Joe.
Well, absolutely, yeah. He was that little bit out. He probably wasn't comfortable going from himself. He had the range, but he passed it over to David Tiernan, and it was a fine point. But I must say, David Tiernan has been, a lot more in the game today than he had been on the drawing game, Willie.
He's been marked by Declan Dempsey, but he's having a big effect on this game. Another big, high raking ball that's aimed towards Dempsey in the middle of the field. But Charlestown are crowding the midfield today. They've learned their lesson, I think, from the first day as well. Kevin Staunton, also his influence wouldn't be as strong as last day, although he's not having a bad game, I must say. Hot ball by the referee. 8 to 10 players surrounding Martin Murphy. He's trying to get a little bit of room to throw the ball. Up goes Aidan Higgins and Kevin Staunton. Kevin boxes it down, but Dermot Higgins was also playing very well at centre half back. Probably the quickest footballer in club football in Mayo. Over to David Healy. Healy in turn back to Aidan Higgins. Higgins is on the burst, and there's boxing going on away from the ball. Donald Healy and number 13 Stephen Sweeney are having a batter match, but the referee can't keep up with everything. Charlestown have the ball surrounded by 3 players. Has he handled on the ground? I think it's going to be a free kick to Knockmore. The ref concurs with the shoe, but I can tell you one thing: you want your insurance policy paid up here, listeners, out in that football field, because nobody's asking how's your father, and that's for sure. Free kick to Knockmore out in front of the stand. Kevin Staunton with the ball in his hand. Martin Murphy's going to go over now. He's taking the ball off Kevin. He's asking these linesmen who was that, who. You can take your pick, Martin, of a half a dozen as far as the shoe is concerned. And he's bringing the ball up another little bit, about 10 yards up for Kevin Staunton. Kevin puts the ball back in his hand once again. 5 points to 3. Tight game. Not a great kick taken by Kevin Staunton, but Rig Gahan has come up for number 4. He's got the ball. He retrieves the situation back to Butler. Alan Butler puts it in. He's aiming towards Nigel Reeve, who's been hung out of there by, I think, 6 points to 3, rather. That last point for Tiernan, the shoe not accounting for. Knockmore, they'll have the ball. They'll be happy at the moment. And another Charlestown man was flattened off the ball, and the referee has seen it, and he's calling over one of the Knockmore players. As I said, listeners, 80 yards away from the ball, this fella's having a go at each other in this final. This occasion is the number 4 up there, Ray Gahan, who's gone up to the half-forward line at the moment. Will he get the yellow card, or is it just a tickling from Martin? I'd say the referee is beginning to lose his patience out here today. He's telling the players to settle down. He's showing them a yellow card, so he's going to have to be on his guard for the rest of the game. But he's been very, very forward for a cornerback. He's been up in the play with Ray Gahan all over the pitch, really. 6 points to 3 in favour of Charlestown. Now the referee is going to go in and have a sideline. There's a lot of little nitty-natty and silliness going on out there, Willie Joe.
Definitely, in the last 10 minutes, a lot of kind of niggly stuff has come into it. It's not doing anything for the game, and it's not doing anything for the players out there. They'd be as well have to concentrate on the game and concentrate on the football, and we'd have much better football. But it's kind of, I suppose, a county final, and all the fellas are a bit tense, and Knockmore probably sees they want to keep the score down as much as they can before half time. But it's a scrappy enough affair so far, Willie.
Martin Murphy is writing 1 or 2 more names into the book as well, and he's there's going to be at least 3 or 4 minutes added on to this. We make it now just about 25 minutes gone of actual play, but I'm sure there's going to be 2 to 3 minutes as well. He's now talking to 2 players, one from each side on the far side, just putting a little tick into the book there for both Lee McHale and indeed Donald Healy. So we'll follow it on. Kick is taken eventually by John Casey, 65 yards. Peter Clark was up, white gloves on hand, takes it out, and the former Jarvis man comes bursting out of defence. hand passed the ball, but that's not a good pass by Peter Clark. Didn't really look up. Cannot more hold possession. If they do so, it'll be more to do with the work of their hard-working half-hourly McHale, but it's now going to be a free kick at 2-more. Kevin Staunton screaming for the ball. Good work initially by Peter Clark. Staunton, will he take a short one? That he does. He's aimed it towards Kevin O'Neill on the 45. O'Neill looks up, punts a little runner in there towards the number 15. Damien Munley, Knockmore hold possession, very close to the sideline. They come again with the ball. They only trail by 3, dragged to the ground as Alan Butler. Will be a free kick, 2-more, right out on the far side, 21 years out. Very, very difficult kick. It'll be a very difficult kick, in particular if Kevin O'Neill was going to take with the left foot, but I don't think he is going to take it. He's gone into the square. Free kick going to be taken by Lee McHale for Knockmore. Knockmore trailing by 3 points. Young Damien Munley taking the ball from him at number 15. Sensational stuff coming from White Hart Lane. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Not a good kick by Damien Munley, but it's bobbling around the square. Comes off of Charlestown. Knockmore have it back. Kevin O'Neill's on the 21. Surrounded by 3 players. Has the shot half blocked down. Ginger Taylor go way back at the fence. Playing a captain's party's come out. Has to be dragged out of, and he seen he was. And we've just been handed here by John McNeely that Manchester United have come from 3-0 down at half-time to lead Spurs 4-3. Varane has just scored. 14 minutes to go. Reigning goals at Old Trafford. Virgin-like in status here at McHale Park. Not a sign of one. Never mind 4 goals to 3. Again, it's Ginger Taylor. He's playing everywhere with the ball. Comes back to Dermot Higgins. Dermot goes across. White socks around the ankles. As I said, using that electric pace of his, puts the ball across the field and play. Bounces off 2 men. Kevin Staunton goes down to face the number 13, Porrick Harkin. He's surrounded and he gives the ball away. Knockmore have got it back. They're keeping it tight. This is the type of game that they love. They'll scrap all day off Hapens just to get it. Number 13 with the ball is Stephen Sweeney, puts it in towards the corner. A little race off for possession here with Kevin O'Neill. He's been surrounded by Kevin Dynan. He's cutting in. O'Neill lets him bounce off. Now surrounded by 2 men. Tries to pull it back on the left foot. Sends it straight across the goal. Race on here between young Damon Munley and the number 2 into Casey. It's braced back. Here come Knockmore. They've got the ball. Oh, screamer of a shot just out of the post there. A really bad miss by the number, I think it was number 10, Alan Butler. That was one that certainly Knockmore could have done. We have another Charlestown player down in an accidental clash over the far side as he was going in. But as I said, Willie Joe, as the clock ticks on, 27, 28 minutes, not allowing for the injury time, this really, really is suiting Knockmore.
Well, definitely, as we said there, the breeze is going to have a big bearing on it, and Knockmore will have the breeze in the second half. But I suppose, having said that, the type of game that Charlestown play, they play a short passing game, so I'm sure they'll be going in at half-time and saying, you know, we'll revert back to the usual game we play and we'll work that ball and short passes up the field. But Knockmore will be happy enough going in, you know, if the score stays as that, they'll be happy enough going in, really.
Indeed, the injuries are still down there, and we can tell you, everybody, I expect at least 3 or 4 minutes of injury time coming here. Charlestown leading by 6 points to 3. A reminder, if you're joining us late, Balmunit recorded a historic first ever hurling victory when they defeated champions Toreen on a scoreline of 3 goals and 14 points. Toreen 1 goal and 11. There was mighty scenes of jubilation after the game. I'd have to say as well, in McHale Park, that the crowd has increased quite a lot since the start of the game. A lot of people coming late, maybe getting off work or whatever, and quite a good crowd, it must be said. And of course, it'll keep the coffers of the Mayo County Board happy anyway, because the replay, of course, is extra denarios to JP Lamb and a few of the boys as well. Play will restart with a free kick out to, I think it was David Tiernan was down, I think, injured. A couple of the Charlestown lads feel themselves. Charlestown, though, has played quite well. The scores are hard come by, but as Willie Joe said, they play a very close, slick passing game. They won't mind against the breeze either, but what they're going to want is to try and dominate at midfield. It's 50-50 very much at the moment. John Casey with the kick out over the heads of goals. Race on here for possession, and well run by Mark Caffrey, who's being dragged out, but the referee gives him the chance to get the ball in. He pumps a big high ball. Ollie Conway goes up for it again. Breaking ball here. Who wins it? Conway, the full forward, who was very impressive in the first half, had 3 players hanging out of him. Had a chance to give him the ball, didn't do so. Referee Martin Murphy says it's a free kick to Knockmore, taken by the full-back Declan Sweeney. Don't be surprised to see Declan coming out later again. This is young Damon Munley, 17 years of age, very, very dangerous corner for. He's been hung out by Indy Casey, surely a free. It is a free. Indy Casey committed the indiscretion. He looks up with a look of innocence on him that would do a holly mount, would fill him at the brow of good, but I'm afraid no joy for Indy. A definite free kick to Knockmore. Will Kevin O'Neill come out and take this one, tightening the game up? We make it 28.5 minutes of actual play gone. Stephen Healy is out on the sideline, hands on the hips, encouraging his troops to keep it going. Kevin O'Neill will take this. It doesn't exactly suit a left-footed kicker because it's out on the right. Still, though, for the ace marksman. Will he go for it? He's getting runners running in every direction at him. Paul Munley has done it. Alan Butler's done it. But I think Nolan O'Neill, he'll have a cut at this one. 25 yards out. Left-footed. Takes the shot. Certainly he's got the distance and he's got the accuracy as well. That's Charlestown 6, Knockmore 4 points, and all 4 points, it must be said, has come from the dead ball and the deadly accurate boot of Kevin O'Neill. They're struggling for scores, but O'Neill is having the game. We said he'd have to come with 6 to 8 points to change the scene for them, and he's in with 4 already. Quick take out by John Casey to Kevin Dignan. Dignan drills the ball up, gives it to Mo Girock, as Mike Finnerty would say, into the hands of Ollie Conway, but Ollie has lost the ball. Declan Sweeney sees to have the upper hand of him at the moment. A short pass out to Peter Clark, who ships a heavy shoulder, looks back and finds support. Knockmore now beginning to play tight. Gone very deep into number 13, Stephen Sweeney. The ball's in the middle of the field, but the break is on here, and it's Charlestown that have it. Hung out of is the number 10, Richard Harlan, and it will be a free kick, or rather the number 15 of us, Sean Higgins, was being hung out of there. 50 yards out, it'll be a free for Knockmore. 2-point ball game here in McHale Park. 6 points to 4. The replay of the 2001 Mayo Senior Football Championship. The right to hoist the Montclair Cup. Brought to you in association with Connor Gold, right here on Midwest Radio Sport. Higgins on the 45. Breeze behind his back. It's a nice looking kick. The both umpires look to mark it down, it says. And Sean Higgins is doing at one end with Diddy Joe, what Kevin O'Neill is doing at the other.
Well, there definitely has come a race between Higgins and O'Neill. Free kicks. There's no great hope in play. There's no scoring from play. So it's between the free takers at the moment. So hopefully in the second half it'll liven up a bit, Willie.
7 points to 4 in favour of the men from East Mayo. Charlestown Sarsfield bidding for their first. East Mayo will rock tonight. I can tell you Charlestown can pull this one off. Or will it be down by the shores of Lough Conn that will have the Leinster Cup? We'll have to wait another while to find out, because it's tight here in McHale Park. Here comes Charlestown again. The race is on. Ollie Conway's got it. He's 25 yards out. He's got the room to throw the shot. He's thrown it, and that's a peach of a point. Willie Joe Padden. Lovely pass. Conway made a great run. Took his chance. 8 points to 4. And now it's suddenly 2 points within 60 seconds. Daylight between the two teams.
Yeah, certainly. I'm sure Charlestown will be much happier, and I'm sure Ollie Conway will as well. He's been unlucky there a few times. A few balls he has come into, he has lost them. So that might settle down his nerves. Yeah, he's a big lad and he's a good footballer. If he gets the ball in there, I'm sure he'll do damage. But time is running out as regards having the breeze. But it's nice to see the play opening up a bit, and hopefully we'll see more of it in the second half.
Well, it's in the hands of Martin Murphy from here on in, but there's a great duel going on, listeners, between Ollie Conway and Declan Sweeney. Fine duel, played in great sportsmanship, might I add as well. Once again, Patty Reeve lands a big one up to the middle. Kevin Stanton goes up, can't control it. Charlestown players surrounded by twin men, and there's boots and elbows flying in there as well at the moment. Martin Murphy goes in to sort them out. As I said, listeners, out there on the middle of that field, there's no place for the faint-hearted. That is for sure. Now speaking to the two of them, and another stoppage in play, Willie Joe.
Yeah, it has been a factor in the first half all along. We have too many stoppages really, and too many frees probably. But I suppose the conditions is all right for us to talk here up in the stand. But the conditions are not the best, and it's blustery out there, and fellas are getting stuck in. It's hard to blame them, really.
Indeed, and Aidan Higgins took the free kick that was brilliantly taken down by Declan Sweeney, this time getting the better of Ollie Conway. He's looking to see will Pat Reeve come out and take it. He will. Knockmore know exactly what they're doing here. You can see Declan Sweeney putting it back to Pat Reeve, but Martin Murphy is looking at the watch and more or less to tell the lads that he's taking account of all this as well. Pat Reeve put the free. He's wondering to see will the referee blow it up, because it is an injury time at the moment. Martin looks at the watch. He's looking over his linesman. They're concurring that it's up to him. Pat Reeve, 21 yards out, the goalie with the ball, takes another big one up, a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving going on, but the ball breaks again, and it comes out into the hand of number 11, Mark Caffrey. Caffrey's in the back to Aidan Higgins. He sees Ginger Tiernan. Ginger, the guard in Monaghan, with the left foot. He takes a race on. Brilliant point altogether. Great stuff from Ginger Tiernan. Him down from 1 and 2 days ago to settle in with the team again for the last training session. Now it's 5-point ball game, and that's certainly what Charlestown will need, Willie Joe.
Well, definitely so, Willie, and as I said, we've just got the last few points from play, and it's nice to see in a game so far there has been a lot of scores coming from frees. But Charlestown will be delighted that they're going in, 5 points up. They have, in the last 10 minutes in comparison, they have come a lot of the game, and they seem to be getting a little bit more around the middle of the field. But as I said, time has run out here now in the first half, so It'll be interesting to see what Knockmore do in the second half.
Another mighty fetch by Declan Dempsey, and I must say that Ginger Tiernan is having a big game out there in midfield. Ball comes back to Peter Cawley, goes on that traditional solo, looks up, ball half blocked down. Referee Martin Murphy looks at his watch again. This time it's picked up by Ian Higgins. There was a boot swung on the hand as he got it. Higgins will take the free kick himself, takes a quick high ball. Guinness lob between Ollie Conway and Declan Sweeney. The ball breaks off two of them. Where's it going to go? It's going into the hands again of the said Dermot Higgins. The runners are on out the place of the Paul Mulligan on the far side. Charlestown begins to open up the play. 25 yards out, takes a little snapshot over the bar, another point, and suddenly the foot has gone down on the floor on this one again. Charlestown looks like a different team in the last 5 minutes, Willie Joe.
Definitely, they've come very strong in the last few minutes, and they've opened up Knockmore. They have played the ball out of the wing, got possession, moved the ball fairly fast, and running right in there just to pop another point over the bar. And as I said, they'll be looking a little bit more comfortable at half time.
And it's the Charlestown fans that are shouting and roaring here in McHale Park. They now lead by 10 points to 4. And 3 of those points have come in the last 5 minutes when they opened the play. They've also adopted the tactic of a two-man full forward line with Sean Higgins roving all over the pitch, exposing the pace there for Ollie Conway. It's working very well for them. Good call by manager Stephen Healy. And here comes Charlestown again. The Sarsfields are on fire. Aidan Higgins bursting forward with the ball. He's on the toe, 1 to toe, 30 yards out. He's rattled into the guts. Into the back, down he goes on the turf. Free kick to Charlestown. And this is exactly what the Sarsfield needed. They wanted scores on the board. Put it up, and the injury time, now 5 minutes got into it. As I said, there will have to be, there was a lot of injury time to be played. Martin Moore is playing it, and Charlestown are making great use of it. Owen Gallagher warms up again. Richard Harlan with the ball onto the left foot. 10 points to the Sarsfield, 4 points to the men from Knockmore, but will it be 11 in just a moment? He's got the breeze behind him, 25 yards out. Ball with the left foot for Harlan again, takes the shot. It's got the distance, it's got the accuracy, the umpires concur. It's another point for Charlestown. Charlestown 11, and the green and white flags are all over McHale Park. Richard Harnan with another point from the free there for Charlestown. Charlestown 11 points, Knockmore 4 points, and Knockmore are in serious trouble. I can tell you, listeners, all over the field, in particular their half-back line is being dragged all over the pitch. Charlestown are playing two-man full forward line. They're now driving the ball long, and so far Knockmore have had no answer to the last 10 minutes in particular of spellbinding football by Charlestown, as Martin Murphy blows the half-time whistle with the score. Charlestown 11 points, Knockmore 4 points. For your thoughts on the first half, Willie Joe Patton.
Well, definitely, Willie, it was a scrappy affair up on the last 7 or 8 minutes, and I must say then that, you know, Charlestown took the game by the scruff of the neck. They got stuck in there, won a few breaks, moved the ball out of the wing and started popping over a couple of points on play, you know, which they badly needed. Up to that, you know, it was, you know, stop-start stuff, and, you know,
Antic this evening. Knockmore team. Shane Sweeney, number 17, replaces Steve.
This Sunday night at the Upper Deck.
Six, 7, 3, 5.
Hotels, rest.
Back from now. New departure. Big Match is brought to you by Connacht.
For the second half, it's just 2 minutes old. Break for play there to an injury to one of the Charlestown players. The scoreline hasn't changed. It's still Charlestown 11 points, Knockmore 4 points. Ginger Turner with the free kick. We'll update you on the Premiership full times in a moment when we get our breath. A substitution on the Knockmore team sees Shane Sweeney coming in for Stephen Sweeney, and Owen Gallagher's coming for Charlestown as well. Knockmore have got the ball and they're certainly going to need scores. 35 yards out. Kevin O'Neill pulls on the thing. It comes back off the post. The ball is bobbing in front of us. Knockmore, as we said, needs scores. Young Damien Munley's onto the ball first. He's got it back to Nigel Reeve. Reeve and turned back to Shane Sweeney. He's turned, hunted down by two Charlestown men. Put under pressure. That pressure paid off because Sweeney has driven the ball wide up post. A Charlestown crowd roar because they know every kick of the ball is going to be vital. The result of the All-Ireland Minor Football Final replay: Tyrone 2 goals and 11 points, Dublin 6 points. From the Premiership, Spurs 3, Manchester United.
Come down with your ball.
Again in the second half, Knockmore need every single thing they can get. They need points on the board. Eamon Clark was telling me at half-time he feels that they need to rattle the onion sack at some stage to get back into this game. Kevin O'Neill with the free, 40 yards out, pulls the trigger. It's got the distance, it's got the accuracy. Is the fight back on, Willie Joe Padden?
Well, certainly, as I said at half-time there, definitely Knockmore won't give up without a fight. And, since the ball has been thrown in, they have put the pressure on Charlestown, and, they're keeping it there. That's a point there, but they have missed two chances before that. So, all in all, they have a lot of pressure put onto the Charlestown defence at the moment. And, Charlestown will really have to get a grip around the middle of the field and maybe take the pressure off some of the backs, because if this pressure continues, definitely could see cracks coming in it.
11 points Charlestown, 5 points Knockmore. A game brought to you here at McHale Park with our good friends at Connacht Goal. John Casey drives it way out of the wing. It's gone over the midfield. Race on here. Owen Gallagher onto it. Owen with the big number 19 on his back. Classy forward. He's out roving in the middle of the field. Right footer. Pumps the ball in long again. Well mopped up in there by the fullback Declan Sweeney. There's a great duel, as I said. Himself and Ali Conway got it. Can he get the ball out? He does, but he's been put under pressure. Charlestown hunting in packs. The ball is on the ground. Kevin Stanton goes back to lend a hand out. You don't take the ball of Kevin Stanton when he's got a listers. Knockmore from deep, forehand passes out here where eventually comes to the number 7 Paul Munley. Munley gives it long. They're driving forward again. Nigel Reeve hand passes back, but it goes to Kevin Dignan. Dignan, another man, is having a fine game. Out to Donald Healy. Healy up to Aidan Higgins. Higgins to Ginger Tiernan. Goes around Kevin Staunton. Tiernan has been peripheral today and everything that's going on. Gets the ball to Owen Gallagher, or rather on this occasion Richard Harlan, who's come back. Free kick to Charlestown. Middle of the field. David Ginger Tiernan having a superb game today. Floats one in, deep into the corner it goes. Arkin comes out on the right footed, drills the ball in very close. Declan Sweeney goes down onto it again, but this time he's aided and abetted by his cornerback Graham O'Hara. He comes out being dragged out of his Paul Munley, 40 yards from his own goal. Free kick to the men from Knockmore. Kevin Staunton takes the ball. He wants to take it quick. He knows the urgency of the situation. Declan Sweeney was the man that was being dragged out of. We make it 5 minutes gone here now in the second half. High, long ball by Kevin Staunton. Up goes Big Nigel. Boxes off the fist. The break starting going Knockmore's way. Kicked up again by the superb Kevin Dignan. He goes on the burst. The man that Kevin McStay will be looking to next Saturday in Sligo, and Markovitz will be there as well. He gave it to Ginger Tiernan. Tiernan is looking for support. The support is coming all over the play, but the eventually goes to Dermot Higgins, a centre half back. He's driving along when the 2-man foot forward is on. Owen Gallagher in the race array gone. Where's the breaking ball going to go? Ali Conway gets it down. He's on the ground to Owen Gallagher. 1-1 with the keeper. Pat Reeve doesn't get it over. Splendid keeping by Pat Reeve. The referee said it was on the ground anyway. He didn't know that. The keeper was saved. Takes it quick out to Paul Munley. The pace and the ante has been up here. Kevin O'Neill driving along one in again. Where's the brace going to go this time? Over the head. Aidan Higgins has gone back deep, cracks the ball again. He's been hauled to the ground. Free kick out to Charlestown. Much better second half already, you could say, Willie Joe.
Well, certainly the game has come to life, Willie. You know, great fire in the second half here. Charlestown will probably be unlucky there that they didn't come away with a score. I think maybe he tried to sell a dummy to the keeper and it didn't come off. Nigel Reeve was definitely up, or Pat Reeve was definitely up for it. But they probably could have got a point out of it and be disappointed that they're not coming away with a score.
Aidan Higgins held the ball on too long just in front of us, Willie Joe, right down in front of the dugouts. Another free to Knockmore. Staunton, he's driving another big one. Declan Dempsey is in there. Dempsey has got it. The big man comes down. He's hunted by about 4 Charlestown players. He's going to have to get rid of it. How he can, I don't know. Martin Murphy is looking here. What's he going to do is the question now. Will he hop the ball? Will he give it a free out? Dempsey has the ball on the ground. All eyes on referee Martin Murphy from Ballarome. I think he's going to actually throw it in between them. There was no way Big Declan could throw out that ball. He was surrounded with Charlestown. Very gritty defending, it must be said. Martin Murphy throws the ball in again. And Big Declan goes up. He's like a basketball player out there. Pulls the ball back to Shane Sweeney. It was half blocked down. It's bobbling in front of the goal. John Casey comes out, the keeper. Takes it on the burst. It's like it is. Hand passes it out. Suicide pass across the goal. But it is being picked up there by Robert O'Connell. O'Connell out to the number 7. Kevin Dignan. Dignan puts it on, and Dignan is beginning to come into this game in a big way. Harnan at number 10, left footed, drills it down towards the corner. Charlestown play a nice, neat brand of football. It's very close to the sideline, out over the line. Goes Ray Harnan. He was nearly put up into the stand, into the back. The referee says it's sort of a line ball to Knockmore. It's a free kick to Charlestown. They take it quick. They've got the ball. There's a 2-on-1 situation there. Racing to get a shot. Higgins. He's been dragged out of. He's 14 yards out. Out comes Nigel Reeve. The goalie goes down. It came off from last. That's another save by Nigel Reeve. He's got his own man in the process as well. Pat Reeve absolutely kept thundering out of the blocks. And he's a big man, Willie Joe, when he's flying at you.
Well, definitely you'd think twice about what you were going to do when you see Pat coming at you. And there's 2 occasions there where Charlestown were coming down on him, and he has come out the better of the 2 exchanges.
7 minutes gone, 45 it is to the men from East Mayo. Knockmore about to make another substitute. Number 21, John Mulligan, the young star of the compromised rules game a couple of years back, is coming into this game. We'll watch who goes off in just a moment. Charlestown takes the free kick short, back to Dermot Higgins. Higgins from about 50 yards out puts a big high ball in. It's gone out over the in-line. Remember in the first game, listeners, Charlestown only scored 2 points in the second half. John Mulligan is now heading towards the referee, Martin Murphy. Who's going to come off? Mulligan can play anywhere. Backs are forwards. He's heading up the field. It'll be interesting to see who's coming off. I'm going to let Willie Joe watch that one. They've taken off a defender, it looks like to me. We'll follow it there because I'm following the play. Willie Joe's following the man. Long kick taken out again. I'll get that substitute off you in a minute, Willie Joe. Kevin O'Neill, 40 yards out. Race around Kevin Dignan. Puts a pass across the field of play. Knockmore building from the back. And this is Mulligan, the sub, on the ball. Gives it back to Kevin Staunton. 35 yards out. Staunton pulls the trigger. That's an inspirational point by the big midfielder. Knockmore are back in this game again. 2 points in the second half. It's 11 points to 6. You never write out the parish of the backs, Willie Joe.
Oh, definitely not. And I said that at half-time. Definitely one of the, and there's the likes of Kevin Staunton, one of the big men out there. Definitely, it's going to be put up to him, and he's responded there in the second half. Come up with a magnificent point there for Knockmore.
Did you get that substitution, Willie Joe? Come on, Lee McHale come off. John Mulligan has come on. 7 minutes gone in the second half. There's a great atmosphere here in McHale Park. John Casey with the kick out. This one could go down to the wire, listeners. Up goes a breaking ball. Richard Harlan takes it ahead of Paul Munley. He breaks loose from the play. Owen Gallagher has come roaming out. Aidan Higgins that is with the ball. Higgins looks back. He sees Donald Healy on the burst. Healy has come from right half back. He's 30 yards out. Will he have a cut himself? He drills it low. It's going across the face of the goal. Pash Reed lets it goes out. That's one that got away. And Stephen Healy, I can tell you, the manager, is not very enamoured with his brother Donald at right half back. Thinks he knows that Charlestown must get on the scoreboard to get into this game. They haven't scored now in the second half yet. It's 8 minutes old. Knockmore have got 2. It's 11 points to 6 here in a resplendent McHale Park. Well done to the Castlebar Mitchells Club for the condition of the pitch on the ground. Absolutely fantastic. Knockmore build from the back, but it's drilled out over the line. But if you recall, he will be a line ball to Charlestown, right down in front of our commentary box here. Donald Healy, a ringer for his brother, gives it to Aidan Higgins. Higgins is fouled by Kevin Staunton. Down he goes. Kevin looks perplexed. Higgins looks sore. The result of it is a free kick to Charlestown. That was an interesting score, Willie Joe, while we have a break in the play. Tyrone absolutely walloping Dublin in that All-Ireland final. After the last day, we'd have thought it'd be much closer.
Well, definitely so. And having looked at Dublin in the game against Kerry, you think that, that you'd be saying that they didn't play, could play up to form the last day. But obviously, as the game has turned out today, that Tyrone were much the better team and were well deserving. Probably people said they should have won it the last day. But in fairness, they went.
My sisters in the All-Ireland minor final. Ginger Tiernan has the ball in his hands. He's looking for others. There doesn't appear to be too much on, but he's got the shape of Owen Gallagher, who flicks the ball back to Ginger Tiernan. Tiernan, beautiful tummy on Kevin Staunton. Lovely play, and he's trying to hold the ball. He's looking for the runner deep into the corner. He's pumped a long one down, but he's asking an awful lot of number 15, Sean Higgins, who came flying across the field, couldn't keep it in place, got out of the line. Goal kick to Knockmore. We make it 9 minutes gone here in the second half. Reed put the kick out to the middle of the field. Up goes Kevin Staunton from the clouds, comes down with the ball. For a bad pass from Kevin, he overhit it to Declan Dempsey, and Dermot Higgins come thundering down the field. The fastest footballer in club football. He's done 40, 50 yards. Ginger is beside him. He's going to throw around his man. Boxes the ball in. Can Charlestown get something out of this? This is Sean Higgins. He doesn't though, because it's a hand to Graham Lahira. Out come Knockmore deep into their own backs. Down there's Paul Munley with the ball. Munley with a hand pass straight out to Peter Cawley. He goes for the race, and great defending, it must be said, by Knockmore. It was golden chance for it, but they're messing on the sideline. Charlestown have won the ball back. The flick is on here to Sean Higgins. 30 yards out. He fished the ball across the score. Charlestown badly need to score. Ginger Tiernan takes the pass from Ollie Conway. Hit like a ton of bricks over there from Graham O'Hara. He's still got the ball. He's going to have to get rid of it quick. He's dragged to the ground though, and it will be a free kick. A foul on Kevin Staunton, on Ginger Tiernan, and now we have a little bit of handbag stuff going on as Ginger tries to get up though. This though is a very important kick, Willie Joe, for Charlestown. It's very kickable. It is against the freeze, but if anything, they need a score to just settle them down again, just to get into the rhythm again.
Well, definitely they do, Willie, because they have been up there, putting on the pressure on the Knockmore defence there for the last few minutes. But, their passes have been good way up along the field. But when they come within 25, 30 yards of goal, they seem to go astray and they lose sight of the goalpost. And they just they have a couple of opportunities there when they should have maybe got a score out of it. But maybe with this free kick now, it'll give them a chance to get back into the the fray again and steady down and play the football they played in the last 5 minutes for half time.
Graham O'Hara is getting a little tick off there from Martin Murphy. Free kick to Charlestown. Richard Harnan, number 10, socks around the ankles. 25 yards out. Charlestown need this score, I think, if nothing else, to get them back into their pattern of play. It's been all Knockmore so far in the second half. Harnan, 25 yards out. He's connected beautifully. He's got it. And the green and white flags are all over McHale Park once again. Nice point, Willie Joe.
Yeah, definitely a good scores. The breeze is tricky out there, and in fairness, it was kind of a pressure kick from an extent that they had to get off the mark in the second half, and he was sure-footed there and put it over the bar, no problem.
Making the score 12 points to 6 in favour of the Sarsfields. Pat Reeve, a mighty kick out to the middle of the field. Up go the breaking ball, breaks over Kevin Stanton. He's got it the second time. No, he doesn't, because Aidan Higgins robbed him of it. He gives it to his brother Dermot. Dermot sends it back to Aidan, and he's on the burst. What a bit of pace. He's solo the county football. He's 40 yards out. He's looking for support. He had his jersey drag, but he gives it out to Richard Harden. He's on the 21. Oh! A brilliant goal by Richard Harden. Could that be game, set and match? Charlestown fans are on their feet. What a goal, Willie Joe.
Well, definitely that was one out of the top drawer. It was a great movement right up along the field. I think it was Aidan Higgins that went on the run there and passed it off. And like, what a finish. Nothing Pat Reeve could do about it. Tremendous score.
Dermot Higgins to Aidan Higgins, back to Aidan Higgins, into Harnan. 25 yards out, right off the top of the net. Now it's 112 to 6 points. We have a different ball game, and Charlestown are on fire, and so are their fans down there. They're trying to keep them back from the dugout down in front of us. Even the subs are getting carried away. There's another free. Willie Joe, they're against the breeze, but can you see them? They couldn't lose it from here, or could they?
Well, if they lost it at this stage, Willie, you'd have to say, look, something drastically would have to go wrong. They'd have to concede a couple of goals at the back, and I cannot see that. You know, after the first maybe 5 minutes of the second half, Knockmore put on a lot of pressure there. You know, and if a goal came for Knockmore at that stage, you'd say they were way, well back into the game. But in fairness, Charlestown has weathered the storm, and the last 5 minutes there, they have been taking the game all the way to Knockmore, and they have got into the game a lot more around the middle of the field. You know, and they seem to be in a rhythm of things now, and they're spreading the ball around, and they look comfortable on the ball, and they look confident.
They do indeed, and that was as good a goal as I've seen in McHale Park for many a long day. And if it does turn out to be crucial, it deserves to be. Aidan Higgins, who's come thundering into this game as well. Graham O'Hora on a race out there with Sean Higgins. O'Hora's being pulled out of free kick, and will be to the men from Knockmore. Another bit of handbag stuff going on when the ball is gone, and Martin Murphy's going to bring the ball up another 25, 30 yards. Charlestown 112. Knockmore is 6 points. The foot to the floor with the men from East Mayo, who'll be hoping that their neighbours Curry can do it in the side we'll find tomorrow. Another big ballooning ball, the breaking ball, but all the breaks are going the way of Charlestown. Kevin Dignan, what a season he's had. He puts the ball to Aidan Higgins. Higgins having a great game. Here's Dermot Higgins again. 50 yards out, runners all over the place. Ollie Conway, he's on the 21, pulls the tire all over the bar. Another great score, and Charlestown are on a tidal wave at the moment. And my good buddy Emma Clark is nearly doing novenas on the far side of the press box, but I don't think there's any way back from this. Such is the quality of Charlestown. Another brilliant point, I'd have to say, Willie Joe.
Well, a great move, well built up right up along the, and well executed by Ollie Conway. In fairness, he's been unlucky the first half, few balls didn't go from, but that was a great score. But you'd have to say, one of the teams needed to open up the shoulders in the second half, and Charlestown are the team that has done that.
They certainly are, but here come Knockmore. They won't lie down. 113 to 6 points. Shane Sweeney with the ball. He hasn't done by 2 men. He's on the 14-yard line. He's looking for support. It comes from Kevin O'Neill. Kevin's on the 14. Very acute angle. Very good point from Kevin O'Neill. And Knockmore will not give up. They do not know how to. It's not in their nature. Kevin O'Neill with another fine individual score. Charlestown 1 goal and 12 points. Knockmore is 7 points. And I see my colleagues, of course, down below. Magella Loftus is here from the Western People, hard at work. And I see Aidan Henry from the Collar Telegraph down there. All the local press, of course, you'll get it. And if you feel like it, from tomorrow evening, listeners, log on to willietheshoe.com and you'll get the reports on this and the pictures as well. We have another injury out there, and John Casey's coming out with the ball. He's even telling his own managers to take him off the field. John Casey knows that Charlestown are in flow. He doesn't want any break in the play. John Casey's a cute man, Willie Joe.
Well, definitely John has been around the track for a while, and he wouldn't want maybe play to break, because Charlestown could get out of the rhythm of play. They're really on top there over the last 7 or 8 minutes, and a break like that could upset their rhythm. And I'm sure that's why John is kind of in a hurry to get the injured player seen to, or else get him out to the sideline.
I see my good buddy Michael Cummins is down there as usual. The radio in the hand with the aerial up, aided and abetted by his good daughters. Great character, Michael, of course, and of course, pin in hand. You'll get Michael's thoughts on it on Tuesday as well in the Western People. Good crowd, good atmosphere here, Willie Joe, at this final.
Oh, there is definitely. The game has come to life in the second half, and that goal there definitely, it was a brilliant goal, a brilliant move. As you said, a goal like you'd be worthy to see in Croke Park. Well finished, and I know it has put a fair bit of daylight between Knockmore and Charlestown, but having said that, as we already said earlier on, Knockmore will not throw in the towel at any stage.
No, but I feel they need a goal now at this stage, Willie Joe, to come back. It's 130 to 6. We make it. What 17, 18 minutes of play gone here in the second half. It looks like a long road back for them. There'll be huge celebrations with this victory, and now there's more handbag stuff going on, and there's going to be a free out. The referee's going to give it to Knockmore. What's he going to do? He said that John Casey took too long to take the free kick. He's now going to throw it up, I think. That's one that Charlestown are going to be very, very annoyed with. John was trying to delay play, but Martin Murphy, the referee, would have nothing by it. Kevin Staunton is giving a shoulder to Aidan Higgins. They're both hanging out with each other, but Staunton has come down with the ball. He's surrounded by 4 men. He's trying to get out to the ball.
Invaluable to the team, and definitely in the situation that they find themselves in, the more big players they have out there on the field and the more strong players they have, the more they'll need. But definitely it has taken some of the shine off the game so far, Willie.
Indeed it has. John Casey now will take the kick out eventually. 1 goal and 13 points for Charlestown, 7 points for Knockmore. Ball breaking around the field. Knockmore down to 14 men. Declan Sweeney, the captain, has come out the field trying to add a little bit. Pumps it into the corner. Jersey was being hung out of there. Young Damien Munley was hanging on to the number 2, Andy Casey. Free kick to Charlestown. Charlestown are in the driving seat here. They should take their time, slow it down, and really concentrate in the game. They're about 12 minutes away from their own little bit of history if they can hold it. Kevin Dine was the day. There is a substitution on the team. Willie Joel gives us the moment. We want to follow the play because number 21, John Mulligan, with the ball, drives it down. Dinger Tiernan dies on the ground to box it out. What a captain's party take. He gets up to take the return pass from Mulligan. Again, it's Charlestown weaving, interweaving. Beautiful football in the second half. 4-man move. Very close to the sideline. Sean Higgins goes down the ball. Ginger makes a run. Higgins is in front of the stand. Fisted pass up goes to Owen Gallagher. Takes it back. This is lovely football by Charlestown. Will they make the extra man pay? Going across to Mark Gaffrey to sit the forward. He's on the 40-yard line. He puts it down. Oh, he just grazed the right-hand post with a goal at his mercy, and that certainly would have finished it, Willie Joe. Knockmore got out of jail.
Certainly it would, yeah. It was a great move again, you know, and since Charlestown started playing the quick ball, the fast ball around, they're really running at the Knockmore defence, and, you know, they're creating the extra man as they're going all the way along, and that was a very good chance for a goal, or indeed to get a point out of it, but he just scraped the post there and put it wide.
24 minutes gone in the second half. Yes, Willie Joe.
Peter Hughes is going in there for Knockmore. I just don't know who's coming off there yet, Willie.
We'll follow the player. Referee Martin Moore has just taken his name. We're following. It's going to be a kick out taken once again by Pat Reeve. Willie Joe scanning the programme. The shoe is just scanning the field. I want to watch the game here because you'll want eyes in the back of your head to see everything that's going on here at McHale Park at the moment. Of course, a breaking ball. Richard Harder coming down on it again. Very scrappy player around the middle of the field, but it's Knockmore that has it. John Mulligan with the ball. He's racing forward. This young man is a man for the future. That there is no doubt. He pumps a long one in towards Joe Cutler, but he's splitted over there by Robert O'Connell at number 4, the son of the great Bobby. Back to Donald Healy. Donald Healy out to Kevin Duggan, to Dermot Higgins. And watch this man, Mothers. Goes the ball up again, but he gives the pass away straight in the hands of John Mulligan. He in turn comes back and finds the number 17, Shane Sweeney. Sweeney is hunted by 3 men. He's going to have to get rid of it. He's being dragged to the ground. The referee is waiting for him to get the ball. Now there's 3 men on. The little belly is happening again. The referee said he's handing the ball on the ground. Which way with the free kick? And another Charlestown player goes down. But I think in this case, Donald Healy is making a bit of a meal of it. It will be a free kick to Knockmore. Kevin O'Neill has the ball in his hands. The linesman has gone out now to tell referee Martin Murphy his thoughts on the proceedings. When it all cools down, it will be a free kick to Knockmore. Shane Sweeney is being spoken to now by the referee. He doesn't like it. Now, will the referee let the free continue after booking the Knockmore man? Donald Healy is down. He's getting attention from the physio, and I think the referee is going to overturn this free kick. Indeed he is, because he's taken the ball off Kevin O'Neill, and now he's going to throw it up between Kevin O'Neill and Donald Healy. Nothing going Charles or Knockmore's way. Healy got the throw in, gives the ball back to Kevin Duggan. The burst is on from Duggan. What a season he's had, as I said here in the game. He gives the ball up to Ali Conway. Conway with the runner on, gives it to Owen Gallagher. Gallagher's in space. He's cutting through. He's being faced by Ray God. Has he the strength to keep going? He has. Pulls the trigger and buried it in the back of the net. Owen Gallagher. Game, set and match to the men from Green. Charlestown are gone belugas, Willie Joe.
Well, certainly, there's no way back definitely from Knockmore from that. That was another very good move here, starting back in the Charlestown half-back line. They worked the ball up, and Owen Gallagher really just tucked it into the left-hand post beside Pat Reeve.
And I'd have to say, Willie Joe, what happened, remember that Knockmore should have had a free. Shane Sweeney was booked. The referee hopped the ball, and that decision has cost Knockmore very, very dear. 2 goals and 13 points to the start field. 7 points to Knockmore. Rampant Charlestown coming in with the ball. We make it 25 and a half minutes gone the first half. Dragged to the ground is young Mulligan. It will be a free kick to Charlestown. I'll tell you one thing, they are playing a nice brand of football, especially in the second half, Willie Joe.
Well, definitely it's the football that we all expected from them, and the football that we knew they could play. They're that type of team. But in the first half, until the last 5 minutes, they didn't seem to settle or to open up their play. But in the second half, they've opened up the play completely, and they've dominated the second half right from the start. And, you know, definitely it's a question of damage limitation for Knockmore now at this stage.
It most certainly is, but it's going to be a free kick on the far side. We make it about 26 minutes gone. There will be a few minutes for stoppages, listeners, because we've had a few breaks in the play. But there is no doubt about it. The Montclair Cup is heading east tonight to the town of Charlestown, who will of course go on to represent Mayo. There is absolutely 2 goals and 13 points. That's 19 points to 7. There is no way that Knockmore can get 12 points in about 5 or 6 minutes. Free kick to Charlestown, and their fans are here in numbers, chanting all over the field. Hernan, way out on the far side of the field of play, pulls the trigger with the breezes taking it across the field, not going near the goal, but the brakes are coming down Charlestown's way. The extra man is paying for them. Flick the ball across to Aidan Higgins. Aidan Higgins goes on the burst. He goes around Declan Sweeney, left-footed, puts the ball over the bar. It's a party, it's a crescendo for Charlestown, and Aidan Higgins is another man who's put in a big game, Willie Joe.
Definitely, Aidan Higgins has come into this game tremendously in the second half, and he's an experienced footballer, and he has taken the game by the scruff of the neck for Charlestown. You know, when somebody needed in the second half, and he is the man out there definitely that has put in a great second half and has driven the team on right from the start of the second half. And you know, full credit must be given to him for having a great game.
Oh, indeed, and indeed the Charlestown game in the second half doesn't even mirror that of the first. Their football has been so much improved. Kevin dives up front, showing the determination ahead of big Declan Dempsey. Again, it's Ginger Tiernan, Ginger, captain of the team, lays the ball off. Charlestown are hunting away. Kevin Staunton sending off has been a massive blow that Knockmore have not recovered for, because Charlestown are playing the ball all over the field. This time too much so. Drills out over, coming out over the inline. Kevin O'Neill lets it go. Kevin O'Neill is now 50 yards from his own goal, which is not where Knockmore want to see Kevin O'Neill. He drills the long ball in, but the extra man, as I said, is paid. Mopped up by Aidan Higgins. Higgins looks up, finds Donald Healy. Healy's had a good game as well at right half back. Again, it's Owen Gallagher, who's had a big role since giving Ollie Conway this time with the ball. Conway lets it down to Sean Higgins, whose race is on. He's coming out over here. He's going to be faced by one of the Knockmore lads. Higgins with the ball. He's been hunted down by Peter Clark. Solos and let it jig into the corner. He knows their time and their place. Puts it back to Ollie Conway. The full forward is 35 yards out. Puts a low ball in again. Charlestown play keep ball. Richard Harnan. Beautiful point by Richard Harnan. And Hernan is a man that maybe even Pat Holmes could have a look at, Willie Joe. That was a sensational goal. He's tucked him about a goal in 3. And this game, you know, and forwards don't exactly grow in 3s on this county.
Well, definitely today out there, he looks like a forward that's well capable of performing on a bigger stage. He's done tremendously well out there, scored a brilliant goal, taken his few points, taken some beautiful points. And he's a big lad and he works well, and he seems to be a fella that would be well worth taking a look at.
Indeed he is. Some of the crowd begin to leave Clare Park as Pat Reeve gives the ball out to Graham O'Hora, who's been rock solid all day for Knockmore. Big ball, Ginger Tiernan from the clouds again, takes it down and lays off a beautiful pass to Robert O'Connell. Robert O'Connell back, Ginger takes the return. He's right out in front of the stand. 2 goals and 15 points in the 7 points at the moment. Charlestown cruising to victory. It's been a super second half in particular display. Foul there on Declan Dempsey. Free kick to Knockmore. Drilled along. There's game battlers at the yard. They won't give up, but it's a mountain. It's young Shane Sweeney's got the ball. Sweeney lays it off to Kevin O'Neill. Kevin O'Neill is 21 yards out. Goes to the shot. Tipped over the bar by John Casey, the Charlestown goal. It's a point for Knockmore. Is it a little bit too late? And now Knockmore are going to introduce 2 substitutions, and one of them is the manager himself. Stephen Healy is coming on the field of play, and number 17, Francis Conway, are making their play to win their final on the field of play as well. Sean Higgins has come off. They're shaking hands, they're going down. They know what a day for the likes of Ernie Salmon, one of the greats in Mayo football. Ernie is going to enjoy this, and I think in places like Ogie Mourns tonight and Welch's of Charlestown, the Montclair Cup will be on tour. The Charlestown players are embracing themselves. Donald Healy has come off. The game is over. They're hugging each other. Charlestown in a couple of moments are going to be crowned kings of Mayo football. 2 goals and 15 points to 8 points. Here they come again. Paul Money with the ball. He lays it in. Ollie Conway is on the burst. The race is on here. Stephen Healy comes in and Pat Reeve comes out. Oh, it would have been a fairy tale finish for the manager to put himself on the scoreboard. But it's Knockmore, the breakout. Way out on the far side of the field is their number 20, Peter Hughes. Hughes drives it down, but only into the hands of Ginger Tiernan. To Aidan Higgins, to his brother Dermot, who lets the ball fall, but at the second attempt gets it. Lets it fall again. Hand passes across the field. Very, very tight, but Higgins, the third attempt, gets it. Lays off a peach of a point to Robert O'Connell. And we think of the great Bobby O'Connell on days like today too. Another man who gave his life to Charlestown football. The fans are going ballistic down here in front of me. Charlestown have the ball. They're playing keep ball at the ball like Galway were doing to Meath last Sunday. The run is on here again. It's the number 20. Stephen Healy flicks the ball back again. Out it comes Charlie Conway. They're trying to get him on the scoreboard. Conway takes the return pass. Healy has been felled. He goes in. He's on the edge of the square. Flicks the ball over Pat Reeve. Champagne football from the new champions, Ollie Conway. One-way traffic, Willie Joe.
Well, definitely there's only been one team in the second half, you know, with Kevin Stanton going off and, you know, Charlestown getting the goal. They really have, you know, had their tails up all along, and sure, it's just a matter of they're enjoying it out there now. They're passing around the ball there, and they're just waiting for the whistle to go, Willie.
And for a team that didn't win a championship game for 10 years, it's a fairy tale stuff to them. Ginger Tiernan, who will be in anybody's record for man of the match. We'll see what Willie Joe thinks about that a little bit later on when he gets time to study himself. We're on the air till 6 o'clock. We'll update you on everything else in sports listeners a little bit later on. The concluding stages of the 2001 Mayo Senior Football Championship, brought to you here on Midwest Radio. Conor Gold as Knockmore drill a long ball in, and Kevin Duignan, surely a man in Kevin McStay's plans for next Sunday. He gives the ball out, and now they're on the burst. And once again, Stephen Healy that time laid the ball off badly. John Mulligan mops it up. Here come Knockmore once again. It's now in the hands of the referee. A long ball has been put in there. Their fullback railing and let's go out over his head, aimlessly out to the sideline, and it's going to be a kick out to Charlestown. Another sub being introduced here by Charlestown. It's the number 24 rather. I'm just checking my program here for it. Noel Gallagher, of course, is the brother of Owen Gallagher, is coming on, and some of the Charlestown supporters. However, the managers have got into the back of the field. I can tell you as well, there's going to be huge celebrations on this as well. John Casey, synonymous, of course, outfield and full forward Mayo. 2 years of horrendous injury. He's back, took his place in the semi-final and has kept it in goal. And surely John will try for an outfield place next year when he gets the full fitness back. Charlestown break the ball, and Stephen Healy goes on a solo. He's got 15 yards, 20, a little jig at the hips, but he collapses on the ground on himself. Puts the ball back to O'Connell, a little jig up. There's a race in here. Out comes Pat Reeve, and Pat Reeve can't be faulted. I can tell you with the 2 goals the better today, their listeners. There were 2 peaches, in particular the one by Harnan, as good a goal as you're ever going to see. Drilled out here though by Peter Clark. Down it goes, but only into the hands. Charlestown are all over the field. Martin Murphy looks at his watch. We're very close to the death here. Charlestown have the ball. Have they got a free kick? Have they held on to it too long? No, play on, says the referee. Noel Gallagher drives a long ball into the corner, batted down by the Knockmore full back line. They're gaining, fighting might and main. Pride of the parish up from Knockmore. They will not give in, although they've been comprehensively beaten. But Ginger Tiernan takes another massive ball, lays the ball down for the free to be taken. It's coasting. A lot of the people are beginning to leave McHale Park. The game they know as a contest has long since ceased. We hope you enjoyed it at home, listeners, with us. As we said, the whole campaign we brought to you all the way. Throwing in, or just about has thrown in, down to Knockmore is the county intermediate, the semi-final. Here comes Charlestown once again. That intermediate semi-final is Laherton, of course, taking on Kilchaba. Here comes Charlestown once again. Stephen Healy has the ball, flicks it up with Stephen go on the run. He does. Taking it down for Noel Gallagher, back to Ollie Conway. 40 yards out, punts the ball in towards Stephen Healy, very close to the line. Stephen probably would get on the team, if he was manager, would say down in Charlestown. Pumps the ball across the field of play. The referee again is looking there to watch. Charlestown have it, the breakout. We're just waiting for him to pull the full-time whistle. Kevin O'Neill takes the ball in midfield. Solos on, has to come very deep for the ball. He's looking up for support. He's 45 yards out, chased down by Dermot Higgins. Ball comes back for Shane Sweeney, back to Kevin O'Neill. Kevin O'Neill is 40 yards up. He looks up and he finds, standing all on his own, is the number 15 from Knockmore, and just endemic of the day that's in it, Damien Munley, normally a very accurate forward, drills the ball wide. There's a huge Charlestown support have got in through the dugout, I think, and into the gates. They're on the field. They're moments away from glory. They're looking at the referee, Martin Murphy, once again. He's 4.5 minutes into injury time, but there was delays, listeners. He looks at the watch again. I think he's about to blow it up. John Casey does. The referee blows it up. And Charlestown are the 2001 Mayo Senior Football Champions. It's a sea of green and red. Their supporters charge out onto the field. Very, very emotional scenes for them. Knockmore, dejected, walk off the field. Kevin Staunton in front of me wipes the sweat off his face. He's lost with a big one to Knockmore. They didn't recover, but at 2 goals, 15 points to 8.
Go on, Ginger. We get lads up here after you go for one here.
Well done, David. Get on you, David.
Oh, there you are. Well done, Ginger.
One moment, please. On behalf of First Mayo, it is a great pleasure to present the O'Clair Cup to the winning captain. But before I do so, I want to compliment both teams on a great game of football today. The second half was one of the finest second halves I've seen for a long time, and I think when the winners look back over it, they will regard it as their best half hour ever. I want to compliment Charlestown. Charlestown are winning their first title in 99 years. And I'm sure they'll be back next year to make it the one in the hundreds. Before I present the cup, I want to compliment the referee, Martin Murphy, and his umpires and linesmen on a great job today. Thank you very much, Castlebar. Today, I want to commiserate with Knockmore. There have been great Mayo footballers in Knockmore for many years. A great club has represented this county proudly, but today wasn't their day. Today belongs to Charlestown, and I compliment them. They are Mayo champions, and they will go forward to represent our county in the Connacht Championship. To bring back the Connacht title here to Mayo. It's a great pleasure to present the O'Clair Cup to the winning captain, David Tiernan.
Wadlam and Cornshaw and Locha are going for all you call. I won't keep you too long. Last Christmas, as a certain man's wedding, Stephen Healy, our now manager, said to me, we were looking over the last number of years and what had gone by now win the championship game in 9 years. I myself was totally disheartened by the whole thing, and I was about to give it up altogether. And Stephen said to me he wants to make me captain and he'd take over manager, and I said I'd give it one last year. The effort that's been put in, lads, since January 20th, around that date, over the last 9 months, has been phenomenal. All these lads here have trained 3-4 nights a week, most of them away lads, on their own, up and down the Phoenix Park and the way. We always knew we could play football, but people doubted our ability to stay with it in games like 2 weeks ago when we lost a 6-point lead. Today we weren't going to lose it because this team of lads here has bottled, and that's one thing we have, lads. Go on, Ginger! Go on, I'd like to thank a number of people. It's hard to remember everyone. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Alan Crane Mosaic. Especially, who've come out in droves since we've been crossed the line in May. Down to them as well, that we have got this far. Tommy Halligan, who's been at training every single evening, come home from work and giving it us all. Well fit to play as he came on today. He should play in this team, but he decided to take over as manager to try and get us shower going, and it worked. Thank you, Stephen. I'd also like to thank Knockmore. They've had their day here before. They've won it on numerous occasions, and it was time we gave them back one for 92. People like Bobby O'Connell, Dolores Harkin, and we miss here today. These are stalwarts, so they are. Yeah. And of course, the poor man decided to start playing, that he was on our team, and will be on this team here today, but through a tragic incident a number of years ago, Michael Byrne. And this is for you, Michael. Eugene Welch. These are the people that make Charlestown Football Club and made it in the past. Right, lads, that's all I have to say today. I will make one promise. We will represent Mayo in Connacht as best we can, and if we can go as far as crossing the line it is those last couple of years, we've been doing all right. Thank you.
Right! Hey! Are you ready to cheer? Sorry, Tommy. Oh.
This kid coming out.
Marvelous achievement. I need to